Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to another reaction. Very excited about Smoothie by NCT Dream. Before we get started, I do want to talk about the meaning of the song, as I found an article on soompi.com or Soompi. There is a talk about the meaning of Smoothie as touched on the members themselves. Now, we obviously touched on the Escape films, which were absolutely fucking awesome. I also watched off camera the Dirty Smoothie clips, and they were absolutely fucking cool because there's like different representations of chaos happening behind you and you not given an F. Whether it's like Heejin, there's literally a robbery happening in the background, he doesn't care. Jeno, I think he's eating like a cake. Everything is blowing up around him. He doesn't give an F. Mark is, distracted by the music. He doesn't give an F about whatever's happening. There's like another clip of, darkness surrounding you, but you're drinking that dirty smoothie, so you don't care. And this kind of like touches on the meaning that I found here on soompi.com. The title track, Smoothie, is a hip hop dance track that conveys the positive and confident message of taking the cold gaze of the world and the negative feelings about oneself and blending them into a smoothie that they can drink. They also touched on the choreography of this music video. Jisung said that the choreography is very intense. It feels like the hardest choreography so far, as they hold back the power in the chorus, which differentiates this choreography and makes it even more difficult. Mark shared, we got the question of if there is a story we wanted to tell. Like Renjun mentioned, we've shown a lot of our bright side, but thinking realistically, we also have a dark side sometimes, and times where we didn't have dreams. That's why we wanted to make an album aimed for youth who also felt that way. And I also feel like it's not even just youth, but anyone has like dark times and depression and feels like, their life is a little bit, devoid of meaning sometimes. Really, really excited about this music video. And, I love the fact that we're going dark. I love the concept for, the dirty smoothie clips, and like the escape films were absolutely awesome. So without further ado, let's not waste any more time. And just before we get started, every single reaction here, everything that I talk about, these are just my thoughts and my interpretation based off of a first reaction. Things obviously may change as I watch this music video a second or third or 10th time, but based off of a first reaction, these are my thoughts, and that's just it. If you disagree, that's cool. If you agree, that's awesome. Let's have a discussion and tell me your side of things, and that's pretty much it. So without further ado, let's get into Smoothie by NCT Dream. Oh.
Yeah.
I love how grainy the footage is. Feels surreal.
Listen.
Whoa. Whoa. Oh yeah. Oh.
Dirty taste good, it kills smoothie.
Oh my lord. Oh, that was a nice touch with the sound effect of the straw.
Sip it down like smoothie.
Oh, fuck him up, King Arthur.
Sip it down like smoothie.
Ooh. Oh, you beautiful Pokemon. Nice. That was interesting. The enemies are actually older men. It makes me think of there's a couple of songs by BTS like Dope and Bapse, for example, where it's basically kind of like the way the older generation looks at the new generation as lazy, whereas in reality, it's the circumstances in today's world and the fact that you would have a very hard time existing in today's society and buy the house, the car, the family to have, which is like all of the components of like a perfect life back then. And the circumstances back then that allowed you to have the houses, the perfect family, the car, and everything else are just an impossibility nowadays. Maybe I'm going off a little bit too far, but it was kind of interesting, not even realizing that the dudes that got kicked in the face are older gentlemen, but also the chess player was an older gentleman. Was interesting too.
Sip it down like smoothie.
때는 no doubt and fake 쏟아부어 모든 pain shower that need all this size 결국엔 너가 fade 어디다 던져봐 stop syrup and sugar like bomb we make it easy I'm gonna take it
Oh, the giant tombstone. Stop it. Whoa. That looks like a sex toy. Never mind. We're playing Fruit Ninja. That's a throwback to my childhood. Well, not childhood, teenage years. Not teenager. Well, what was Fruit Ninja? I think I played it when I was like 16, so not childhood, but let's look it up. Ooh. Ooh. Damn. Whoa. Oh, the deep voice is just... You seductive son of a bitch. Ooh. Damn. Oh, the white horse is very symbolic. Ooh, checkmate, bitch. Oh. Damn. And all the darkness kind of like fades. Damn. Honestly, the concept of this music video and how dark and like the graininess that was very, it felt very intentional, almost to makes you question if this is happening within like a reality or a dream. Because much like the final film that we've checked out in the Escape, a series, was that clip of them in real life, but the glass still fell on its own. So it's kind of like, where is reality? Where does the dream begin and reality ends, and vice versa? So the graininess almost kind of like makes it feel as this could all be a dream sequence all by itself, or just a metaphor in general. I absolutely love the vibe of this song. I love the concept of this video. It almost makes you feel as if like it wouldn't surprise me if like the next big project by SM would be a collab between NCT Dream and aespa. It just felt so kind of like intertwined. Like I can it felt like a little bit of a something that could relate to like the whole Black Mamba um lore and whatnot. I really enjoyed the song. This ISTJs it was my favorite song by NCT Dream. This one gives it a run for its money. And these are the kinds of songs, this is the kind of concept that made me fall in love with K-pop in the first place. Like the dark and gritty, even though the song is super catchy and it's a vibe and it's awesome, but at the same time, there's so much happening in the background, and it's dark, and I love it. And obviously, the ending, all of them drinking those, dirty smoothies and whatnot, kind of like swallowing down all the things that they hate or all of the negativity and all the drama that is surrounding them. Just blend it all together, and the dirtier the taste, the better, because the more negativity you let go of basically. Kind of like a bit of a cleanse, I guess. Although don't drink dirty smoothies in real life because that's not gonna end the same way. But the whole message behind the song and behind this video is awesome. Like the ending with the white horse and like the chess piece, as it's almost kind of like a checkmate, basically, playing against the older gentleman, the wise that should know better than you, but in reality, it's almost like he is stuck in his old ways, and like the new generation is coming, and they may be different from what you are used to, but it doesn't mean that they're wrong, and which is why they were able to win. Like I don't know how far we can take it in terms of what I was thinking about in the beginning when I saw the chess game, in terms of like the whole story with Bapse and Dope by BTS, in terms of like the way the older generation you and like the whole financial aspect in that region, basically, and the way the older generation you used to or still is looking at the younger generation and looking at them as lazy potentially, when in reality it's basically impossible to have the same standards as you did back then, because half of the circumstances didn't exist today as they did back then. Right now, like buying a house, getting in a car, building a family, and what's kind of like a traditional family, or a traditional life, is basically incredibly hard. I would even say impossible, at least for me, with the way that the world is set up, and how much money everything costs, and how much you have to work for, to get half of what you could back then. I don't know how far we can take that concept, so I'm not going to focus on that too much, but just something to keep in the back of my mind, I guess. Just because the older gentlemen who got their asses handed to them, the kick in the face, but also like the chess game was against an older gentleman. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I love the tombstone. There was like a giant tombstone, basically. As you pour like this black substance, like maybe the dirty smoothie, you pour it over as a metaphor to bury the old you that would have died under all of these circumstances, in terms of, being surrounded by all of the negativity and all of the, drama, whether it's like life as an idol, whatever the case may be, somebody trying to hate on you for whatever reason, just that life, but also life of like negativity and like focusing on the things that will not get you further in life and will just kind of like bury you into the ground. So pouring the smoothie liquid on that giant tombstone was also kind of a cool metaphor, in my opinion. They hold what looks like a bit of an egg before the chess piece comes in. So that was kind of interesting. No matter the agony, I'm fine with it. It's kind of interesting. It is basically a black egg, and it's kind of interesting actually, because the egg, it makes me think of like walking on eggshells in a way. And as you blend the egg too, as they talk about, no matter how much agony it goes, I will drink it up. After all, the pain melts and flows. Like the fear that idols, for example, have, or anyone working any kind of job where you have, a superior, the feeling of walking on eggshells. I feel like maybe there's a little bit of that, um, Never did I expect only sweetness. After, that's an interesting, like the sweetness too within like toxic, kind of like mm, in a way falling into bad habits. I guess there's a little bit of sweetness to that in terms of like the an addiction of some sort. We can take it a whole bunch of different ways, honestly, but like um the fact that they yeah he reverses something, he controls them, and he gets to what looks like this, it looks like a giant ball, which is all part of the things that they throw in that well, which is a representation of that blender, basically, I'm guessing. And then he throws the final chess piece. And he took off the glasses of the older villain. So they threw everything in. We have like literally a bottom up angle of like glasses, the glasses that he took. We have the egg, the egg. There's seeds too. Seeds could be like seeds of doubt. Glasses could be like the eyes that are constantly looking at you. So maybe that's a representation of like haters and whatnot. There's like this giant ball. I'm not sure if it's a bowling ball or whatever it is that, you know, Heechin was able to get. There's also a couple of stones. There's an egg, stones, maybe like sticks and stones, may break my bones or something like that. I don't really know. The sword was also really, really cool, and like basically playing like the Fruit Ninja game in real life and chopping up all of those fruits, and like you see the quote unquote blood, the juices from the fruits on the faces and everything else as they kill it and they blend it. I thought this was so fucking cool. The giant strawberry being used as a punching bag was also pretty fucking dope. Uh, I don't even know what else to say. Uh, Pour in all of that pain. Sure, eventually. Yeah, it feels like the more you have that surrounds you, like the more negativity you have, the better, because you have the option to throw it all in and just kind of like swallow it all up and realize that these are not the things that you should focus on. So just blend it all up and drink it and forget it. And that's why like the tentacles and shit kind of like as they appear in the beginning of the video, they kind of like start to fade, and like the thing that was surrounding them, almost like these tentacles and shit, um also began to kind of like loosen up and disappear as well. So the blender kind of like use all of the negativity, all of the hate, and all of the depression and self doubt, just throw it in all into a blender and blend all of the shit up, drink it in, and just forget about it. Just I love the fact that they use the concept that I would never associate with something so deep. Like I think that's a really cool testament to their creativity. I was absolutely blown away by the song, and the visuals are so freaking cool. Like them gearing up for war with the sword, with the assault rifle, with all of the fighting, and like the mind games with the chest, the chess. Sorry, it's kind of a cool representation that it's not about just the physicality, it's also about the mind. It's about your mentality and being able to beat yourself or beat those who think they know better for you, because it's an older gentleman. So it would have been maybe a little bit different if he was playing chess against himself and it's a battle of you against yourself, but here it's a battle against someone else who tries to put you down in a way. So I feel like it's much more than just facing yourself, although the tombstone could be kill your own self-doubts that will put you in the ground if you don't. That's kind of how I'll take it. And yeah, overall, this was fucking awesome. I don't know. I don't even know what else to say. This I might need to listen to the song a few more times before saying that it definitely beats ISTJ as my favorite song by NCT Dream, but it's definitely my second favorite song by them. It was absolutely fucking incredible. And yeah, it obviously this is just a first viewing, so I'm sure that there's oh, that's interesting. In the beginning, they were all kind of like interesting. So they're all kind of like almost dead inside in a way. They're literally lifeless as like the dark thoughts and like the tentacles start to surround them. And then once they get all of that shit blended up, they're happy as they're drinking the smoothie. So it all started off with themselves kind of like being down on themselves because of the negativity that surrounds them. And then they were able to beat it and be happy. So, yeah, obviously, again, this is the first viewing. So, whatever my thoughts are in this one, I'm sure that you guys who already watched this music video for like a second and third, maybe even 10th time, you guys picked up on some other things, and maybe everything that I just said in this music video doesn't make any fucking sense. But this is my interpretation of a first viewing, and I'm pretty happy with how this song made me feel. And on top of it all, the song itself is pretty fucking dope too. So if I made any sense, let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this reaction, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I will catch you all in the next one. Be well and safe wherever you are, and have a wonderful week. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.